Hello, I'm
Hello.
Dr. Larry Carnes, and welcome to Spotlight TV. We're so excited to have a very special guest with us today. Mr. Russak, how are you today, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Cannot complain today.
It's such a pleasure to have you with us. You've written this fascinating book, Around the World in 12 Years and 12 Square Meters. That is powerful. Introduce yourself to our viewing audience and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity to talk about my book and about myself. I was born in Brazil, in the northeast of Brazil, from Swiss parents, and I also grew up in Brazil. I went to Switzerland when I was 19 years old to study mechanical engineering. There I met my wife. We married, had the first child there, then went back to Brazil, spent 12 years there. The second child was born there. And then after this 12 years in Brazil, we came back to Switzerland and we lived there for the rest of my professional life. After retirement, my wife and we decided to fulfill our very old dream, childhood dream of traveling around the world in a motorhome of our own, with all the comforts of home, but seeing different things all over the world.
Yes, that is fascinating now. And you know, Brazil, I love Brazil. I love the Brazilian cuisine, you know, Brazilian barbecues, you know, I just love it. I've had all of it, you know.
Oh, I'm
Feijoada, yes.
glad to
So
hear that.
let me ask you this. Now you talk about, I was looking at this, how you and your lovely wife, you said a lot can happen in 12 square meters. You can fall in love, see the world, and go on the greatest adventure of your life. Although small in size, the motorhome opened up the entire world to you and your lovely wife. You say this adventure spanned multiple countries, languages, and cultures. All of this began with one small dream of traveling the world and truly enjoying every minute. Fascinating. Talk to us about that. I'm fascinated. How did you travel to different countries in a motorhome?
Well, we shifted from continent to continent. We drove while in a country, in a continent, but we had to ship it from one continent to the other. And but that was not very difficult. Our motorhome was not too big. We could put it on a open container, and that went very easy. It was pretty expensive,
Yes,
yeah, but otherwise it was okay.
that's right. You can ship it, put it on a container, and ship it to different parts of the world as you were traveling there.
Yes.
Yes, that is amazing. Now, you say something here. Your beloved, precious wife of 55 years, who had a battle with breast cancer,
Yes.
transitioned, and then you chose to remember her in such a loving way, and you wrote this book. Talk to us about that. What an awesome, awesome memorial to your lovely wife. Talk to us about that, sir.
You know, when I lost my wife, I was in a very desperate situation, and I went away alone and set up in somewhere in the Oregon coast in a nice place, and I started to write about our lives on the motorhome, just to remember it, just to feel close to my wife.
Yes.
And I started to write, and then I thought, well, maybe this would be interesting for my grandchildren especially.
Yes.
So I decided to write a bit carefully, more carefully than before. And so I continued, and then later on the family said this may be interesting for lots of people, not only for us. So somehow it became a book. you know.
It's a
But
fascinating book. Now, your dream is to inspire other explorers to embrace the world around them by traveling and soaking in the experiences that life has to offer. You say something here: the beginning, the origins, a dream come true, and the search for information. Talk to us about those different phases. As I looked at your book, you so eloquently lay those things out. Talk to us about that.
my wife Marianne was on the north of Germany. I was in the northeast of Brazil, and we are both dreaming of seeing the world somehow. When we met and got together, we joined our dreams, and this is what I try to show in this part of the book. And then the next part is how we made it happen actually, and we prepared a list of what we wanted and looked for a motorhome that would fulfill that. Didn't find any, so we had to have them made, custom made for us.
Yes.
And then this is, as I tell, how this developed and how this came about.
Fascinating. As I looked at that, first you had a Jeep,
Yeah,
and the Jeep, okay, well, the Jeep's not going to really work. And
no,
then you experimented with four-wheel drive and all the different things of that nature as I was looking at the book.
yeah,
And then someone who was doing the customization for you mentioned the Mercedes.
yes, yes.
And you finally decided upon that and had that built. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, the Jeep was too small. It would have been good, but it was too small. We couldn't uh, take everything we wanted to take. We also wanted to take a small motorbike to be able to travel around a bit without the big car and so on. And this you didn't have, the Jeep didn't have the weight capacity to do all that. And
Yeah.
then those people recommended the Mercedes, and they had one just being worked out in their workshop. And we saw that and said, okay, well, this is really, with this, we can fulfill all the requirements that we had. And so we came to the Mercedes. And and it was very convenient because uh, uh, they had lots of choices. You could have different characteristics: four-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive, all sorts of things. So we could choose exactly what was best for us.
Yes.
That was very convenient.
The pictures were amazing because in the book you have pictures, and it allows us to take the journey with you. I saw the motorbike in the back of the Mercedes. I said, my goodness, they actually put the bike inside.
Yeah,
That was amazing, fascinating.
yeah, that was a good job that those people did.
Yes, the conversion of
Yeah,
that Mercedes and how it was customized for you,
yeah.
eloquently stated in there. So you say you want to share with other people how they can enjoy, other explorers, how they can enjoy what
Yes.
you and your precious wife enjoy. Talk to them about that, and what would be some things that you would encourage them to do.
I think the most important thing is that you don't go around judging things, judging countries, judging people. You have to take things as they are. You can accept them, and and don't compare, because each country has a different history, different conditions, and so on. So
Yes,
you should take it as it is. That's very important. And we found out that people all over the world, 90% of the people are good people. They are hospitable, they are friendly, they are good. And perhaps, let's say, 5% are saints, very good people, and 5% are devils. They're very bad people. but 90% are good, and that's amazing. That's what
Yeah.
counts.
You know, that's amazing. As you've traveled the world, you had an opportunity to see different cultures. So you've actually had the experience. You experienced that with your lovely wife of 55 years and being introduced to that, enjoying life together. And that's what I get from this book, Around the World in 12 Years and 12 Square Meters. And, you know, I think you kind of land on how it can be challenging to live in that confined space. And so you found other ways to enjoy each other, to experience life together, live life together.
Yes.
That's a fascinating story. I think our audience would it would benefit them well to go and get this book, to look into it. And as you open your heart, you open your world, and you also share with our audience how to make that dream come true for themselves.
Yes. I try to give all the information, basic information that will help people to do that. I have to explain something. I have 3 fables in the book, and the reason for these fables and why I came to it is, you know, when I read books about traveling, so on, people usually, many writers, they try to sort of impose their points of view and their things. It's like in school, you know. I always, when I read that kind of thing, I then don't like it. But we traveled a lot, we saw a lot, and we talked a lot about everything that we saw, and had many thoughts and many conclusions. And I thought this is important to discuss, also part of the trip.
Yes.
And how to convey that in an agreeable way, in a nice way that is not imposing on people. And then I read some fables from Leonardo da Vinci. Most people don't know that he wrote fables too. And those fables are very interesting and very nice. And I thought this is the way to do it.
Wow.
And
Excellent.
so I came to the fables.
Yes, we have about 60 seconds left. Share with our viewing audience what you would like to give them. Take about 45 seconds to do that. Share with them contact information, anything of that nature.
Well, I think all the information that is that I could convey that is important is in the book. And the book you can get from Amazon, you can get from Barnes and Noble, you can get from several sources. And I also have a website. And so it's all there, actually.
Yes. We want to thank you so much for sharing this precious story and the precious journey that you and your beloved wife had as you traveled the world, around the world in 12 years and 12 square meters. Thank you so much for being our guest today, Dutzer Bensoy.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I say it in Portuguese. Muito obrigado.
Ah, obrigado. Yeah. Oh, my. We thank you so much. We thank you so much. This is Dr. Larry Carnes. This is Spotlight TV. Make sure that you join us again right here for Spotlight TV. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you very much. All the best. Bye-bye.